That moment is for a second, that second turns to visions. Now we sit here for hours contemplating on our decisions. And if the pub talks, then everybody should listen. What was once an idea has transformed to a vision. Pub Talk. Welcome to Beans Pubcast, man. I'm vibing tonight because I know it's about to be a good show. I got some special guests in the pub. Got my girl Mesha. She a pub regular, is always in here. You follow me on Instagram, Leonidas_5. I think she was VLP of the week probably like 5 times already. She be lit. She be lit. We definitely gonna tap into some good conversation. Make sure y'all hit her up. She do hair as well. Follow her Instagram page, MSB Hair Scientist. Hit her up. What's up, me?
Doing great.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
First time on the show.
Yeah, it is.
First time on the show.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Yeah, no doubt. Got my boy, man. First time in the pub, first time on the show. Go way back since our poly days, man.
Sir.
Played football, basketball, everything together. That's my brother. Went to driving school together.
Yeah. I forgot all about that. What's your sister too?
We did. We kind of like grew up together, man.
Mm-hmm.
He got his show Adapt to Retire on YouTube. Make sure you go check that out.
Yep.
What's up, Tyrae, man? Welcome to Pub Talk, bro.
What's going on, bro? I'm here. I'm coming for that VLP. I've been saying it all over Instagram. I need one of those with my name on the board. I'm here for that.
We lit, man. We lit. I got some tequila drinkers on the show, so I made a special drink, calling it the Cabo Drop. Something simple, just tequila, lime juice, like a mango juice mix. So that's what we're gonna kind of vibe to. Good conversation. I wanted to bring both of you guys on the show because it's a very, very, important subject that I think a lot of people need to hear, because you guys are at a point in your lives where you guys are both in relationships, both have your family and everything, and I just want to give messages out there to people that are trying to get to a point where you guys are at, where you got your careers going, you got your relationship, you got everything going, but you still have yourself. You still have the like, you got your show, you do
Right.
hair and everything. You still have those individual goals with yourself, and then you also have your family and everything that you have to take care of. So, Mesha, I'm gonna ask you. I know it's a very, very generic question, but who are you? Who are you as a person?
As a person, so I look at myself as 2 different people, and it's weird.
Yeah.
Not bipolar, but weird. So the first person, the business me, the adventurous me, I set goals consistently. Even if I wake up today and say, you know what, Mesha, get up by 7 and brush your teeth, you need to be up by 7. So I have that person, that lane where I challenge myself every single day. Then I have the relaxed, fun, pub legend me. Pub legend me. And I have that side. And most of that side comes from childhood, and then your other side comes from future, where you want to be.
Yeah.
So I got to keep that in mind to just live my everyday life. So pretty much in a nutshell.
I can feel it. I feel it. Ray, man, what's up, bro? Who are you, bro? Like, someone asked
Man.
you, who is Tyrae, man?
I got so many different sides to me, bro. But first and foremost, I'm dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm daddy.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what
like
I'm
the
saying?
most important hat.
Yeah, because
You know?
that's who's counting on you, right?
Yeah.
I'm a spouse,
Mhm.
but outside of that, business-wise, I'm a football coach. I'm
Yeah.
a coach.
A
You know what
boy.
I'm saying? So when you go from there, the fun side, I'm Billy Ray. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what people know.
That's
me
what
as.
everyone
Neighborhood.
knows since back in the
Neighborhood.
day.
Back in the
You know what I'm
day.
saying?
Back in the day.
And then I have me, like Tyrae Reed,
Yeah.
with my show and everything. So
Mhm.
a few different sides, but man, all together is just fun.
Yeah, it's fun, man. Like I said, it's good. It's always good catching up with people from that pretty much that from our teenage
Right.
years to now.
Right.
We're in our late 20s and everything. So it's good to see like the progression that everyone kind of goes through. Mesha, would you say you're still that person with the person that you're with? Like, are you still Mesha in the relationship?
No, you
Okay.
can't be. Honestly, I don't feel like you can be.
I
don't. I don't.
I don't like that.
I don't. No. So I'm Mesha 2.0.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a step up.
Super.
It's not. Yeah, it's not different. So the difference is I'm in a relationship and I have a child now too.
Right.
So I feel like even just me and my spouse in a relationship, I'm super different as a mom. And anybody who knows me knows that I'm a ball of fun. Y'all know that.
Yeah.
But outside of everything, when it comes down to the core, you are you no matter what. You have your same morals, that's you. Your morals, everything that's existing inside of you, that's you. But outside of that, you gotta grow.
Yeah.
And I don't never want to be the same me
Stay
I
the
was
same,
in
right.
years. I can't.
Right.
It's
And
gonna
I think,
prosper.
do you feel like you had to kind of like change and mold yourself based off the person that you're with?
It's not a gotta change situation. It's kind of like survival of the fittest type of thing for me. Like when I'm in a situation, I kind of just mold to that. It's not that I had to change.
Gotcha.
It's that I chose to.
Gotcha.
I chose to grow, and you get to where you need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ray, what's up? What about you, bro? I know when I asked the question, you kind of do you feel like you're the same person, you know, with the person that you're with?
In the relationship,
Yeah.
or just as a person, as like a
Like in
inside
like
the
once you
family
like in
structure?
there, like the whole thing, like in that relationship as a father, you know, as a spouse and everything. Do you feel like you're Billy Ray?
No.
In that?
No. So with like parenthood, it's super serious. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you gotta be a disciplinarian, you gotta be a provider, all of that. So that's super streamlined and focused. You know what I'm saying? Whereas though, like when you with your friends, you relax. I'm in the pub right now. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
so
saying?
you chilling,
I
right?
can chill.
Yeah.
But like
Take
my
that
son was
hat
here,
off, right?
you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
certain things I wouldn't say because I don't want him hearing that.
Yeah.
Or certain things I wouldn't do because I don't want him to imitate that. So
Yeah.
you just gotta pay attention to what you're doing and how you're moving. And
Yeah.
I think that's super important. And then within a relationship, it's funny because like you wanna like kind of be who you are, vulnerable, you know what I'm saying, whatever, within your relationship. But sometimes it's I don't know, it's like a little gray area in there, you know what I'm
It's
saying?
a small
Like,
fight
yeah,
inside.
like it's
It's
a
still
gray
you,
area.
and
Yeah.
you still have to. Yeah, I get it.
And
I get it.
it's a maturity thing as well because like if you with somebody for a long time, they meet you at a certain place, but you're supposed to elevate.
You gotta elevate,
Right.
And you grow
100%.
together,
Right, but
Yes.
if you really still doing the same things, it's like, all right, am I, you know, pleasing my partner or
Yeah.
whatever? So,
Right.
I mean, you just gotta look at the
Yeah, and I think definitely was important to like people that like all my single people out there. You know, it's you don't want to change yourself too much when you get into a relationship, right? You want to you still want to be yourself around that you know your spouse or your partner. You know, I think that I know the biggest thing for me and Jamie is that I am able to be myself 95% of the time. You know,
Right.
because she likes to do a lot of things that I
Well,
do.
what's the 5?
The other 5 is like you said, if like your son is around, or if it's literally just me and you in here talking, right? Jamie's not around, Mesha's not around. You know, we might talk about a little bit more different stuff than I would if it's you know all of us in here. So that's probably that's probably a 5.
Let me ask you this then. Is that a bad thing?
It's not. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's one thing. Look, and you know it. Like as a man, right? It's one thing to go out with like let's say me, you, Renard, Red, all of us go out, right? And then it's another thing to go out and then we got our queens with us, right? You're gonna act different. So I think that's like the 5%. And the same thing with you, Mesha.
So,
like if you
it's
go
super
out,
understandable. That's I totally get it.
Yeah.
And sometimes, but like you said, as men,
Yeah.
when you made that disclaimer, as men, y'all have that mindset. But I kind of think a little different
Okay.
when it comes to
What do
sex.
you think?
So, for instance, you just mentioned, as a man, it's 95% of this, but most of the time we are molding and rocking and rolling as y'all go. When you guys think y'all giving 95, we have like a little piece of 30. So we have our 30, and then we feed off y'all. So that little 5 you just gave to us, so we roll with it, and that's all in being a woman. Period.
Okay.
When you want your family, when you want things to work, you be a woman. You do what you have to do.
Gotcha.
But ultimately, like I said, it relies on morals and inside of you. Most of the time, you have to keep that intact because the way y'all move, like I can totally say that sometimes it's sporadic, and sometimes we just gotta pick up the ball and be what's your name, Rondo. It be Rondo at some point.
So you said like so basically what you're saying is when we're all like together, right? Like no women around. Sometimes we move a little bit like too sporadic. We kind of go with the flow.
It's not a two thing. Bro, it's just that it is.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. High school, you get back to college.
Yeah.
Once you get in that zone.
Yeah.
You might not get home to you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. And it's not.
That's where the problem comes.
And I think I think a lot that, you know, me and Jamie that we kind of like dealt with, you know, a few times in like our relationship is sometimes when I would go out with my, you know, with my brothers and stuff, like I'm like, you don't be paying attention to
Come
the
back
time.
trash.
You know, you come back trash, like everyone out.
Yeah.
Like Tyrae, like we don't see each other as often as we used to. We used to be together every day.
Right.
But when we do link up, it's like we ain't missed the beat.
Got to.
It's like
Got
we ain't
to.
missed the beat,
Right.
bro. It's like we can literally just sit here and have a conversation and just talk about, you know,
Like
anything. Talk about life. Talk about as if it was back in our high school days.
So when I said what I said is me being a woman and knowing that happens.
Right.
I've been there. I literally just went out with my friends yesterday to Ruth Chris happy hour, and I had to be back home by 8 for my child. You know, so.
Do you think that's the biggest difference that people have to go through? Because it's one thing to be like, it's one thing if it's like me and Jamie. I'm like, I go out with the bros. You know, I get all drunk. I come home and she's upset with me, right? It's another thing to do that stuff and then come home now. She's upset with me, and now I gotta look at my daughters in the eyes. You know, I think that's like the biggest.
It's the hat. It's the hat
It's
you
the
wear.
hat you wear.
It's the hat you're wearing.
Yeah.
Like I feel like as a woman, we wear these hats, so many damn hats, all the time, and it sometimes goes unnoticed. And sometimes, even if it goes noticed, even if we get congratulated for it, in the moment that you decided to come back at 4 in the morning and we've been home all day or working or whatever the case may be, we're furious.
Yeah.
We're furious because we want you to put the damn hat on.
Yeah.
Listen,
Put the damn hat on.
I'm gonna start this by saying, shout out to all the moms, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
shout out to them, man.
Listen,
Thank you.
y'all do an amazing job with raising kids, man. So I'm gonna share a story, right? So it's my son's first birthday, and the night before I go out, I get trashed. I'm gonna be honest, you know what I'm saying? I get trashed or whatever, but I make it in. But when I make it in, it's like his birthday was like at 12. Let's say I came in at like 2 or 3. I come in, it's my son's first birthday. I wake him up. Wake him up. Let's party.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm out of my mind at the time. Man, she was so hot.
Yes,
bro.
bro.
It's like I had undid everything she had already did. Like as far as putting them down. So for her, it was like kind of like disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? And then I couldn't come upstairs.
Yeah, it's
Like she took my son upstairs, and I couldn't come upstairs. Shut the door and locked it on me. I was like, man,
it's different, man.
it's tough, man. But
tough.
you learn from that though, because I never been there before. I never been a father before,
Right.
And I don't know all that goes into being a mom. I know what it goes into being a dad, but it's a learning experience, man.
And the crazy thing is, like you said, you've never been a father before, but even if you were, if it's a different mom, it's totally different.
Yeah.
It's a different child. It's totally different.
Yeah.
Like, it's always different. I have one child, and I know that.
Right. Yeah,
It's different, but you did what you can do.
yeah, but like I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah.
Just don't wake him up.
It's,
I would have had a heart attack. I would have
it's
had
a lot of
heart
things that
attack.
I do that
Yeah.
I do with Nalan and Mira that Jamie don't agree with, and
Right.
I in my mind I thought it was like the
Great
best
idea,
idea.
like, you know, like,
and then when after it goes down and it's like, and then she explained to me, I don't think you shouldn't have done this because boom 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 boom. Then it's like,
yeah, it made more sense.
yeah, I'd be like, all right,
They just smarter than
you're right,
us, bro.
you're right.
They
You're
smarter
right.
And thank you
They
for being
smarter than us, bro.
receptive.
You're right.
Thank
They
you,
smart.
thank you for being
You're right.
receptive.
Yeah,
That's what I can say.
I've never done it again. But
Yeah.
just, it was just
Well,
one of those
I
situations.
think that's the
right?
biggest thing, when you're in a relationship. I would say that, having a child, being a part of that relationship does play a big factor in you having to, change some of the behaviors that you do and change the way that you think and change, because it don't just affect your relationship,
Right.
it affects your child. So to kind of switch gears a little bit, I know for a fact, like both you guys, you got your careers, got everything,
Right.
going for you. How are you able to balance your personal goals with your relationship goals? Like how are you able to take all those hats and switch from being, Tyrae the coach to, being on your podcast and then being on, being a dad and then being a spouse and all that stuff? Like how are you able to balance that stuff?
First?
Yeah.
I'm still learning.
Yeah.
To be completely and totally honest with you, I'm still learning, and it's tough because you work your entire life to get to a point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you feel like you're not there, you just focus more. You try to get to a level professionally.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start having kids and you're in a relationship, you gotta put the same amount of energy into that as well.
Yeah, so that's the
And
hard part.
it's tough to do because with anything that you focus on, something else is gonna suffer.
Mm-hmm.
So like coaching wise, bro, and I'll speak on coaching because that's my main passion, right?
Football.
I lock in. It's points where I come home. We practice at night on Tuesday, so I'm getting in the house 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I'm right back in the office the next morning. So I don't even see my son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my lady helps me balance it because she's the person who's raising my son at that point in time. But like when I think about like the off season, you just gotta do extra. You know what I'm saying? Spend more time. Like I know, like right now because it's quarantine and all that stuff. I'm in the house.
Yeah, you got a little bit more time.
I'm in the house.
Yeah.
It's probably to the point where like she probably tired of me now. Like go do something. You know what I'm saying? Because we spend so much time around each other. But I know during the season, man, I know it's hard because I ain't there.
Yeah, and you locked in.
Yeah,
you know, you focusing, you trying to get the championship that you winning right now.
I'll say this. Because we're having success, it's not as bad, right? Because it's like, all right, you got stuff to show for.
To show for all the work that you put in.
But if we were sorry, and we was like not winning, I would feel like lesser, like less of a man because it's like, all right, you putting all of this work into this, but you're not getting the results.
Not getting results.
So that would crush me. I'm spending time away from my son and we suck.
Yeah.
Oh no, I got to do something else at that point in time. So I'm in a fortunate situation. I'll leave it at that.
I feel you, man.
Focus. You're focused.
Yeah.
You're focused.
Yeah, that's deep, man. I can only imagine, you know, the life as a coach, and then, you know, having to deal with, like, I would play Call of Duty all day, right? I'll play Call of Duty all day, and then get off the game and gotta look at Jamie and see, oh shit, I gotta spend time with my fiance.
Yeah.
So I can imagine having to literally like.
And she be there, bro. Like the games, she there. You
know
what I'm saying? Like,
that's
like
real,
big
man.
games, if it's like far away or whatever, she traveling. So it's like it give you the motivation to want to go hard because like, all right, you know, you got your son and your girl in the stands. You ain't ready to take no L. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like I'm still spending these nights away because like we play Saturday, Friday night. I'm in a hotel in a random city. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's pretty much 2 days away from your family. And then you already practice at night on Tuesday, so you don't see him. So now you're talking 3 days out of the week that you don't see your family. So it's tough. And we're pretty much doing that from August to early December, late November. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's a long period of time that you...
The lady's strong.
Yeah.
She's strong.
No, she definitely is.
No, she is. I commend her.
That's dope, man.
I appreciate it.
That's dope, man.
I appreciate it.
I'm glad you do.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And Mesha, you know, from a woman's perspective, what would you say to the women that are with guys like Tyrae that's chasing their dreams? You know, his passion is his football. You know, I've known him. I've met him basically through football. You know, since high school, and I know the love that he has for the game. So for him to have a spouse that supports that, and you know, even though he's away from his family and everything, how important is that in a relationship for a woman to have to support their man?
Literally. So my situation is super similar. Unfortunately, my man does not have a schedule. His schedule is on call 24/7, every day a week, 24/7. I am a cosmetologist. My job is what I make it. What I make from my job is what I put into it. So if I have to juggle and bounce around with my schedule because my man's schedule is more important, it is. I'm not gonna lie, it's more important. He's the breadwinner, so it's gonna be more important. That's the first thing. Second thing is that I want to support him with his dreams. My career is set. I'm gonna make money as long as I
you already
put my effort into it. Yeah. Exactly. So what I tend to do is I have to take a step back sometimes, and even in my most frustrated nights, like. Even in the most strenuous times, I have to realize that it's for the greater good. And I love him. I love him to death. And he's putting in so much work. And I chose him. So I have to know if this person is putting in this much work in this aspect, it is important. Yeah. He would not put us second. You know, so if he has to be away and he has to do things and overnight, Like, it's nights where I don't see him for 14 hours. He doesn't see his baby. You know, he's almost 9 months. It's a lot. You know, it's a lot. And all I ask for is communication. Let me know what's going on. Even if you know in the 10th hour, just let me know. And I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And everybody's not worth that. Honestly, like, if you're in a situation where you feel like your man is not worth making that sacrifice, then don't do it.
Don't do it, right.
Don't do it. But you have to have chosen the right partner initially to have that mindset. If you haven't,
I think
you know,
it's no. You go ahead.
It's funny though, because she's touched on something. Like she touched on the breadwinner, right? So in my profession, right, it's a pay your dues profession. So I've been coaching now for 8 seasons. 8 seasons. So I've had seasons where I made $3,000. You know what I'm saying? And I've had seasons where I made
a lot of,
you know what I'm saying, good amount of money. Yeah. But to be at the point I'm at now, I ain't even the breadwinner in my household. You know what I'm saying? So for me to put so much into coaching and still not really like, and we're not far off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But she I ain't scared to say it. She make more bread than me. But she still got the responsibility of being a mom too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So not saying I'm saying I'm a slush for dad or anything like that. But her priority always is going to be being mom first, and then she's still bringing in X amount of dollars as far as income. So that just make me respect her even more. You know what I'm saying? So like, when you got all of that going on, man, and then like, you know, you spending time away. Sometimes you almost feel guilty. Like, man, I need to do more. But at the same time, I think it's one of those things. Well, I'll say this too. When I met her, I kind of told her what I was going to do. You know what I'm saying? When I met her, I set the plans of like, all right, I'm gonna go be a GA. I'm gonna go do this, and then when I do that, I'm gonna go work here. Like, laid it all the way out, and it's been manifesting. It's been manifesting. And I think that's a part of it as well, because she can see the progress. And she been with me throughout the whole journey.
The transition.
So it's like
you coaching Ravens or something.
Yes,
right. So it's really like she waiting on. I'm not gonna say she waiting on it, because I think if I make it up, I don't.
Both of y'all. So, like you said, breadwinner portion. So my career, like I said, is what you put into it. My cap is, I don't have a cap in my career. I don't have one. So right now, my man is the breadwinner because I choose to do this. I'm choosing to do this submissiveness, which is a good or bad thing in certain people's eyes, but I love it. I love it. It is what it is. I love it. Oh yeah, no, it's I think it's excellent. You know, but you have to pick and choose. So right now, I know I can, once he's done doing what he needs to do as far as, you know, truck driving goes and doing what he needs to do, I can start a business and do what I need to do and put in that work immediately and skyrocket. So, like you said, I respect your lady. She's doing what she got to do. She's doing what she got to do. Man, and it's all about sacrifice, and it's all about making sure you keep the end goal in mind. Making sure you keep that end goal in mind. Like you said, retire.
Yeah.
Retire.
That's dope.
Yep.
What would you guys say to the single people that's out there, right? That, you know, us being in fraternities, right? We know a lot of people that we're around are very, very ambitious, right? They're like, you know, they're level-headed. They have their goals in mind. You know, just like us, we have our goals in mind. We have our vision, where we want our life to look and everything. You know, I know a lot of, you know, some of my single brothers that if they won't take the time to grow with someone and be in a relationship for 8-9 years and grow with that person and take that risk of them helping them reach their dreams. They're like, look, I'm gonna wait till I get to where I am, and then I'm gonna, you know, kind of, So what will you guys say to those people? Because you guys are done it. You're chasing your dreams. You're following your dreams. You have that support system. You know, you have your king, you have your queen, and then you're still chasing. So what about the people that are still chasing but are that rather wait till they actually get to that dream before they, you know, go ahead.
Keep saying that. You're not ready. Like, if you are still chasing and you don't want the extra, do what you have to do. I would never force anybody into a situation where I felt like, you can do it with somebody else. They'll support you.
Yeah.
Your mindset is not there yet. So
Yeah.
when your mindset gets there, you'll know.
Mm-hmm.
You'll know, okay, let me get in a relationship. You'll know, okay, I'm ready to be supported or not.
Mm-hmm.
You're willing to take that risk.
Right.
But if you want to be single because you feel like your commitment is your career, versus your commitment being your family plus career, then do what you have to do.
Gotcha.
When you're ready, you'll know.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, I agree with that. But it's two-sided. You know what I'm saying? It's two-sided. I think, you know, some people are super focused on their career that they miss out because, like, let's say you're chasing a dream. All right, you wanna be a millionaire or run your own business. It might take you till you're 45.
Mm-hmm.
At 45, you still have kids then. You know what I'm saying?
I
and then that's what I'm saying. But and then it's like you still gotta find somebody who kind of matches you as far as, you know, like things you got going on. Can respect your schedule and things like that. Because if you don't put the time in and get the understanding from somebody, they ain't going for that. You know what I'm saying? You not being there and all of that. And I would say, like, for me, and I just use myself as an example, we've been there from like day one. You know what I'm saying? Whereas though, like, you built up to this point now, so it's always been kind of like motivation of like, all right, I'm going to do this, but I got help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't just you on your own. You know what I'm saying? It's you. Everybody needs help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs help on the way. Like, everybody saying self-made.
Self-made, I'm gonna get it myself. Yeah, and I think it's not like, even from a man perspective, you know, it's nothing like having a that support system, like that strong queen that's behind. Like, even with, you know, with Pub Talk, you know, it's things that Jamie will do that I never would think about. You know, that, like, she's the behind the scenes person. She's like, come on, bro, cut it out. Tell the truth, man. I'm just running the show. You know, and we kind of discuss, you know, we have discussions of how we want the show to look and everything, and her perspective of it, I would never probably have thought about. You know, even from the beginning stages of even just what the show is going to be about. You know, like, so it's nothing like having that, and that's just me, like, when I say I want to chase my dreams of having a successful, you know, podcast.
Right.
You know, it's one thing for me to say that, and I don't have no support system, and then it's another thing for me to say that, and I do have that support system, because then now I can feed off her energy. I'm like, okay, well, I want to do this. Oh, well, why don't you do this? You know, I want to talk about this. All right, no, well, why don't you, even how the pub got started. You know, I want to have a bar. You know, I want to have a bar in my basement. You know, and the fact that she was able to help me make that vision true, and then all the other little stuff, like, I probably would have never in a million years have what
it's called somebody making you better.
Yeah.
Like, it literally is called that.
It's not
like,
even that. I mean, it's that, absolutely. It's not even that. It's not even just that. It's not even just that.
Okay.
But I promise you, like, a woman's touch on something make it 10 times better.
Yeah.
Like, for example, let's say we had to submit a PowerPoint, right? Like, say we had classwork to do, and you had to submit a PowerPoint. Men, what we're going to do is we're going to do a black background, white letters, or a white background.
Keep it simple.
And black letters.
Bare minimum.
It's true. So, like, Ray was sending an email the other day, and I said, he said, can you read this for me? And I'm starting to add semicolons and changing stuff around. He's like, what you doing? I'm like, I'm just being grammatically correct.
I'm a movement by myself.
But I'm a force when we're together.
It's like little dust.
Yeah.
Just throw a little woman dust on it, and it just becomes better.
That's facts. And I think that the biggest thing about when you get into a relationship, right, you're yourself into a relationship, and you hope, like, everyone that's single out there, like, definitely hope that you find someone that accepts you for who you are. But then you still have to grow and just, like Tyrae said, like, elevate. You know, elevate. I make you better, you make me better.
Exactly.
And then the common goal, like, when you have your goals and everything, hopefully at the end, you know, when you get to the end goal, whatever that day may be, you can look back and be like, hey, everything that we say we was gonna do, we've done it. You know, the person that I wanted to become, the person that I wanted to become when we first got into a relationship, I'm here now. You know,
when me and my spouse first got together, we both started in careers that we were not happy in. Like, literally, we both went to the respective schools we needed to go to. We both put that work in. I got what I needed to get. He got what he needed to get, and we're still growing from this point on. And it was because of each other. Like, literally, I do not know, and I don't know if I would have even done that if it wasn't for him, and vice versa. It's that encouragement.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's scary to just jump out there and do it. It's so scary. But when you have that person like, man, do that shit. Like, I got you.
Yeah.
You're like, dang, all right.
And,
Okay, let me do it.
Everything, you know, like you mentioned, like the fact that, you know, winning championships and everything, you know, your spouse is able to see the work that you put in, she can actually see the result. Would you say if things are not like shaking out how like that you want it to be, do you think that's what causes a lot of like failures in relationship? Like if one person
depends on who you're in a relationship with.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you realize like you in a relationship with the wrong person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just fortunate because like I bet on me.
Yeah.
She bet on me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it been that way from the whole beginning. So it's like, if you get in a relationship with somebody and you betting on yourself and that person is not with you, like they ain't side betting, they like, I don't really know.
So
when
you
you fail,
fail.
you gotta
You gotta
drop
drop them because, man, they gotta have 110% like confidence in you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have confidence in them as well. So it's just constantly motivating and encouraging each other to elevate. You know what I'm saying?
That's love, man. Yeah. That's what love is. So, I mean, even one of you can answer this. I prefer that both of y'all answer. I'll let ladies go first. From your perspective or from your point of view or what you've seen, what do you think is more challenging? Starting a relationship, knowing that you're not where you want to be at life and you're trying to chase that dream and hoping that that person that you're with is willing to grow with you so you can get to that point, or starting a relationship where you're already at that pinnacle of your career. You know, you're stable, you're settled, you've done everything that you wanted to do. Now you want to go start a family, you want to start a relationship. What do you think would be more challenging?
So from my shoes,
Yeah,
more
from your shoes.
from my shoes,
From your shoes.
more challenging would be being at pinnacle top career and trying to find somebody to match that.
Someone on your level.
Yeah, because if we're talking about, like you said, levels,
Whew.
we're talking about levels. It can be on your career level wise, but your mindset and what you believe in and your morals and what you put into things, they might not be there.
Gotcha.
The way they got to their pinnacle and the way you got to your pinnacle is totally different.
And then you guys might clash.
You might clash, you might not. But the risk that you take getting up to that point is crazy. And then all your experience, you got to think of everything you went through and how you've been molded to your path and to your top peak. And may not be your top. You got another top on top of the top. You know, so you have to really hone in on, you have to know who you are. If you're at that level, you got to know who you are and what you're going to stand for and what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Because
Before you
even think that you're going to have a conversation with anybody to even get to that point. So harder, definitely at pinnacle.
Even with all the challenges and everything that comes with.
Listen. The thing is, you were going to have those challenges whether you was by yourself or with someone else.
Facts.
That's the thing. You're going to have those challenges alone or together.
Yeah.
So to have somebody to have challenges with you, and especially to have your mindset grow together, usually goes the same way because you're together. Literally, you'll be better. To me personally, you'll be better. And if I had to say that, if somebody say, "Okay, choose another way," I wouldn't. I would have chosen from the roots
so then when you get to that
the top. Enjoy. Now you can enjoy with this person. You know where you came from to know where you're going.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is.
Facts.
Shit, think of it from a business standpoint, right?
Yeah.
You help me build it, you deserve half.
Yeah.
But if I got it then I get with you, you're not getting prenup. You know what I'm saying? Like,
prenup,
but that's how you kind of think about it, because like, if you start with somebody, right? Man, they helped you get there. Even if it was like they had no dealings with your actual business, they kept home comfortable. You know what I'm saying? They took care of everything that you were kind of not paying attention to while you were focusing on
the
the
rain.
So you know what I'm saying? So that's super important to your success. Whereas though, like, all right, if I'm already where I want to be and I meet somebody, it's tough. You know what I'm saying? It's tough at that point in time, because like the first sign I get that you ain't on the same wavelength as me,
I don't need you.
I'm already here.
I'm already here. I got here by myself.
And think of it like this as well. You're more likely to get somebody who's like a yes person at that point in time, because
they can do
no, not even that. But like, if I'm already established, I don't want to hear nothing from you. You get what I'm saying? Like you coming into it like it's like, all right, you can't nag me.
Yeah.
But it's respect. It's
It's
respect.
a respect thing.
It's respect thing.
Right, but it's also a situation where like, all right, if me and you built together, and I'm saying like you complaining to me, or if you feel some type of way, or if you want to give your opinion, it's very valid because you saw me when I was nothing and you helped me get to that point. But if I already have everything when me and you get together, you can't give me advice on how to get. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't.
What are you going to say to me?
What are you going to say to me? I'm already there.
Right.
So I don't want to hear anything.
Yeah.
Or I'm not saying I wouldn't want to
I
hear
get what you're
anything,
saying.
but like at that
The
at that point in time, you may be more reluctant to hear somebody out. I'll say that sounds much better.
Yeah.
And it's also in knowing their background. So if y'all both got to Pinnacle through the same tracks, but didn't know.
See, but that's why it's so important for y'all to be on the same page.
Yeah. And this communication is like, okay, for instance, you don't know the person from a can of paint, but you know she was from the hood and XYZ, and she got where she needed to be from this point.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of you respect it. You respect it.
But
it's so hard to find that at that point.
You gotta understand this. Once you get to your pinnacle, you're gonna have people coming from
everywhere.
Every angle trying to get
and your attraction
to
is gonna be different. Yeah. It's gonna be totally different.
So now you gotta take that with a grain of salt and be like, look, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be skeptical about everything.
That's tough. That's tough.
It is.
What about? Would you ever like sacrifice like your laser focus, right? You're trying to get to that pinnacle, to that place in your career. Would you ever sacrifice like your household, your family, anything to kind of like knowing that if I take this leap, it could jeopardize the relationship I have with my son, or the relationship I have with my the mother of my son's child, you know, or the father of my son's child. Would you guys? What about the people that take those leaps that truly is laser focused on their pinnacle in their career, that they put everything in jeopardy of what they got at home?
Go ahead.
It's a group decision. You gotta definitely talk about it before you do it. But like I said, I spoke with my girl about it in the beginning. Like if this happens, I gotta do this to get to this level. You know what I'm saying? So that's a part of it. And we've already had that conversation, and she'll encourage me to go ahead. I know that about her. Now she might feel some type of way, or you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how it is.
It's hard.
Yeah,
but she wants support.
At the end of the day, it's like, all right, I'm doing what's best for us. It ain't like I'm just gonna go do it for me. I'm doing it for us. So I think she would encourage me to make that move. However, she's also in a profession where she's mobile. Like she can do what she does anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I may have to go, but then after some time she can come along as well. So me personally, I'm going to do it because that's what we kind of signed up for in the profession. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what you're getting into. You know what I'm saying? But everything was kind of laid out in the beginning. When I first started having those visions and those dreams, I said it like, look, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to be. She was with it. You know what I'm saying? You can't switch up now.
So the conversation has to be, had prior to.
Oh no, you definitely gotta have that communication because it's important. You never make a decision on your own. Like you never want to say, all right, well, this is what I'm doing. What you gonna do? Right.
This is.
I'm about to do this. I don't know what you.
This is what's on the table. How do you feel about it?
Right. Team mentality.
Yeah.
So in my case, okay, so back to end goal. End goal is always important for me. Whatever your end goal is, as long as you communicated it, like Tyrae said, we know the end goal. You've signed up for this. You know what's happening. So if you have to make sacrifices along the way, that's what you have to do. It's not going to always remain that way. The point is to grow from that sacrifice. Every sacrifice is growth. Sacrifice growth. If you're not growing from your sacrifice, the sacrifice is null and void. You know, then you end up in a situation where you don't want to be in. You know, so yeah, I would sacrifice. I would. As long as it's respectful, as long as it's tasteful, as long as I'm communicating. I wouldn't sacrifice in a way that only benefited myself. As long as you're sacrificing for family, I feel like, why not? If somebody's holding you back from that, and not even, sometimes they don't know they're holding you back, but their attitude or their opinions or anything can actually alter the way you feel, then maybe you got to question why you're here, but if you can sacrifice and be respectful and all that, you should.
I think that the biggest thing you know, when it comes to like sacrificing and like having that conversation up front, you know, just to kind of keep it a bean, like I might can have that conversation with you, right? I might say, look, X, this is what's about to happen. You know, how do you feel about this, right?
Okay.
And then the person I'm messing with, whether it's just, you know, someone I'm sleeping with, someone I'm cool with,
Right.
you know, whatever the level it is, right? But some people will say, okay, I'll support you. I'll help you follow through to this dream,
Okay.
right? But then when shit start getting tough,
Mm-hmm.
out the door, that
So
person like,
that's
you know,
what we
I
stop.
can't do this.
That's what we stop
You know?
though, because if I'm having this conversation with you, it's because I take you seriously. I'm not having this conversation with somebody I just talk to. Just like it has to be a situation where you feel secure in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not giving you my dreams and I don't hold you this close.
Mm-hmm.
It's never going to happen. So if you're my right hand, you the right hand to my left,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm having this conversation with you because you know I'm serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
If we're not at that point, I'm not having this conversation for
Yeah.
what? It's no point.
Yeah.
So you have to introduce things to people when they're ready.
Yeah.
It's not when you feel like you need to spring it on them. It's like they're not ready for what I got.
What I got going on.
Yeah, they're not ready
Right.
for it, and you got to know that.
And
You
that's
haven't-
back to what
doing
Tyrae
yourself.
said as far
Yeah.
as, you know, some people end up like giving their time or just
Mhm.
being with like the wrong person.
Mhm.
And I think that's like one of the biggest things that what it's about. Because if
Yeah.
I'm sitting here telling you all my dreams, and then, you know, when shit start hitting the fan, you're out.
Mhm.
You basically just showed me that I was about to waste my time.
You learn that, but you learn that
Early.
throughout the journey.
You
You learn that because, man, if I'm away, right? If I'm
Mhm.
away and you're not supporting,
Yeah.
you just get the vibe.
You get the
know what
vibe.
I'm saying?
You
Like,
know.
That's
it's not
facts.
that hard to see. Now, some
Yeah.
people are oblivious to
Some people-
to
It's
to
very
what's
true.
going on.
It's
out
called
there.
naive. It's called naive.
So I'm gonna ask you this, Tyrae.
Mhm.
What about the people that the guys in general, right? That have that queen that's just waiting to be supportive and waiting to be, you know, by their side and everything, but they're not they oblivious to what they have in front of them. You feel me? They're oblivious to the blessing, you know, that you even have, that you were able to see that, you know, you have a woman that's supportive of your dream. You have a
Right.
woman that you can grow and build with and start a family with and know that she'll take care of home. What about people that have those women in their lives, but they don't see the signs that person can really help them get to where they want to be?
How do you not see it? I'm asking
Distractions?
you. Like, how do you
I mean,
not see it? Like, what's going on in your mind that you can't see what's right in front of you?
I mean, it could be a lot of things.
Like
You know,
what?
like it can be things like you might have multiple women. You know,
Okay.
it could be like multiple women that you're unsure of if they supportive or not. You cannot be ready mentally. You cannot be ready to.
I think that's the whole point.
I think
You're
that's
just
like the
not
biggest
ready.
thing. You're just not
Just
ready.
not ready.
So it's right in your face. It's right in your face.
Mm-hmm. I think
Your
I think-
future queen is right in your
Yeah.
face, and you're not
I think that's
ready.
maturity. Like, because if a person is not ready, they're just not ready. All right, but if you're saying, okay, she's doing everything right, but you're not sure,
Mhm.
somebody's playing games.
So,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
so
somebody's
he's matured. I think
somebody's
that's like the
playing
biggest.
around, you know
I think
what I'm
that's
saying?
that might be like the biggest thing.
The older you get, and I hate to put it on age, but like the wiser you get,
Mhm. So you'll know who down for you or not.
And I think it's
You
the
can
more
see it.
experience
You
you
can see it.
have.
You can see it.
It's not about age, like you said. You hate to put it on age. It's the
Yeah.
more experience you have. I know some
Mhm.
people who went through things from 15 to 21 that I didn't go
You
through
never
at
went
20
through.
fucking
Right.
6. You know, so it's like, geez, like you had a hard life.
Yeah.
So some things I feel like it's based on experience and what you know and who you've come in contact with.
Mm.
So like he said, if you're at a point where you're like, this woman is giving you all of this, XYZ, is all this laid out, you just don't notice it because you're not there
You're
mentally.
not there.
You're not there.
Some people.
But
be
what
scared
you're
too.
mental, you're scared
It's
to be
glasses.
vulnerable.
Yeah,
You
some
scared.
people-
You
No,
might be
it's-
laser focused on your career that you're not even like.
It's
You literally
commitment. It's commitment. Like if
I'm-
you've committed to things before in your life, like i.e., for instance,
Mhm.
say you guys were not in a situation in your relationship, y'all
Mhm.
have been committed to fraternities. That's a big commitment, a huge commitment. And it's guys like that and they'll go into situations like, I'm feared to be committed because like, no, you're not. You're not fearful
Yeah,
of
that's
commitment.
facts.
You just-
You're
That's
not
right.
fearful
That's
of
true.
commitment. You just don't desire
You
it
don't
with this
wanna do it,
person
right.
or
You just
just
don't
this
wanna do it.
Or you're
situation.
just unsure.
You just
Unsure.
you just don't want to. There's no desire there to actually take heed to let me see if I can do this with this person.
Yeah.
So I just feel like if it's people who are committed to things, it's people who are not. It's people who are willing to take risks, it's people who are not. It's black and white. The gray area in that aspect has to be null and void.
Yeah.
It has to.
I definitely agree.
And
It
you know, I 100% agree. You know, with both of y'all. Maturity is definitely probably like one of the biggest thing. Like for me, like I can't tell you, you know, it's been a lot of women in my life that were supportive, and I know I probably could have like built with, but I just wasn't there.
Yeah.
I wasn't there mentally.
It don't click.
You know, it's something that don't click.
Yeah,
yo.
it doesn't.
You know,
It
and but I
doesn't.
also think like timing is a thing.
Yeah.
You know,
It is.
the timing, like I might not just want to be in a relationship at that
Yeah.
time. You know, I don't want, because getting a relationship is like very hard. You know, and I think like you do have to grow and you have to mold. It's things that I do that I used to do in the past that I can't do with Jay.
Right.
You know, because I know if I act a certain way, it's going to affect my household.
Right.
You know, because then now we're not going to be on good terms. So then now it's going to be tension everywhere, you know. So that shit is real.
Yeah.
So what do you think is like the perfect time to get into a relationship? Like based on what?
I think it's based on maturity. And you have to know who you are as a person before you even merge lives with someone else.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think you can. Like for me, I knew I was ready to get in a relationship when I felt like I didn't literally
Did it all?
done it all. You
See,
know,
all right.
I done it all.
All right. So now you. So listen. All right. Okay.
All right.
Now, all right.
Oh yeah.
I respect that. I respect that
Oh,
answer,
yeah.
right? But what if you start a relationship with somebody when you're younger, right? And you haven't done it all. Like so let's say this, right? Most dudes, right? We're going into stereotypes.
Yeah.
Most dudes are gonna go live their life, right?
Okay.
But they want a woman who hasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't want necessarily the woman that you see where you at. You know what I'm saying? Like if we at rec room every Thursday, back in the day when it was every Thursday.
Yeah.
You don't want the girl that's in rec room every Thursday. You
Thursday,
want
too.
the one that's on campus studying.
Yeah.
If that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Right? So how can you necessarily say that? You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah. I mean, I think
Because we're not going to talk about double standard, but that's just kind of what it
it
is.
is. It's double standard.
And
It's
I mean,
definitely
that's
double
just kind of
standard.
what it is.
It's definitely
is.
double standard.
It is.
It is, but like
It's unfortunate, but it's fortunate.
Yeah. But when you said that, it's just kind of like
No,
Triggered
I
that
mean,
moment.
triggered that.
Mhm.
yeah, no, that's facts though. It's, but some people they want to like just drag the rest of their lives, you know, and some people just
You
want
really
to.
think so? You really think there's people out there that just want to do that?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I don't know,
Hell
man.
yeah, I do.
All right,
I do.
Tyrae, we got to take off these blindfolds.
think
I do, bro.
No.
Like,
It is.
it's people that just don't want to be in a committed relationship
maybe he
and
should
don't
word it
want to
differently.
change
Yeah,
themselves.
Maybe she word it differently. So not wanna drink. They don't know how to.
They
not
don't know how
drink.
to. They don't know
So
how
they
to.
don't know how to.
No, when you go
Switch
into a
gears.
relationship, you have to. You literally
switch
are
gears.
changing your. I don't know no person, anybody that can go in a relationship and literally be 100% version of themselves throughout that whole relationship.
No.
It's impossible.
Especially
The
not
relationship
together.
will not work.
Yeah.
It will not work.
Yeah.
When you go into a relationship, you have to know that you have to know your partner,
Right.
know what makes them tick, make them go, and everything makes them angry, and you have to adjust and mold yourself to be able to fit that person to make your partner happy. You have to. You have to.
I think it's the way you're
tough,
wording
man.
it.
No,
It's tough because
Listen, for example, right?
Yeah.
For example, me and Jamie, right? When I get angry and I don't like altercations, right?
Right.
I get upset
I'm the
when
same
when
way.
it's when I don't like drama.
No,
So if
conversation.
I don't like drama, so
Almond, all right.
if you're sitting there fussing at me, right?
Uh-huh.
I would shut down
Okay.
me too.
and be like, I'm not about to argue with you. You feel me? I'm about to go do whatever I want to do, and I'll talk to you later.
Right.
I'll talk to you later.
Mhm.
Boom. I can't do that with Jamie now.
Right.
That was a flaw in my, so I had to learn that when I'm angry, I have to learn to open up.
Work it
I am
out.
angry because of this. I'm angry because you did that. Some people are not willing to make those sacrifices and do stuff like
Hey,
that.
listen,
I'm gonna tell you something crazy, right? Because you going through the same thing that I'm going through, bro. So we're gonna talk about this. For a second.
I'll help y'all. Let's go. Here we go.
That's funny, bro. That
Yeah.
we kind of both experiencing
same
that at the
thing,
same
yeah.
time. So like, I used to be exactly the same way. Like you yell at me, or not even yell at me, or just you got an attitude or something like that. Like you come
I'd be
to
like,
the house,
I'm
and
gonna be angry.
I can just feel the
You
vibe.
disagree.
You
Yeah,
ain't-
I'm like, all right,
you
I'm
ain't
gonna leave
right.
her alone.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna go where
do-
I'm gonna be.
I'ma
and
go
then
do-
that's, but now it's just like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Let's talk
trying to
about
open
it.
the lines of
You gotta figure it
communication.
out.
And then sometimes I be dead wrong.
Yeah.
And then sometimes like yesterday. So it's just so I hate that I gotta share this stuff.
It's all right.
People gonna be looking
That's
at me
all right.
sideways. But I'm gonna share it because we here, right?
Yeah.
Kudos.
So I'm on the couch, right? My judge be chilling. So I get a text, hey, can you go put the vacuum cleaner? We got one of them vacuum cleaners that you hit and it just kind of vacuum everything, right?
Roomba.
Can you put the, what is it called?
A Roomba.
A Roomba.
Yeah.
So can you put the Roomba in our bedroom, which is on the 3rd floor, right? Can you put the Roomba on in our bedroom and empty it before you do it and let it go, right? I said okay, right?
All right.
So there's no time limit on that. You know what I'm saying? Like you asked me to do something, I'm going to do it. But I have no reason to go to the 3rd floor. I'm downstairs on the 1st level watching TV. So what reason would I have to go all the way up there? When I'm on my way up there, I'll do it.
That's the same shit.
Right?
That's the same shit I go through.
So when she comes in, she looks at me, sees the vacuum cleaner still right there, does it, takes the vacuum cleaner, but you can tell how she moving. She got a little attitude.
Snatch the
Right.
vacuum cleaner out.
Yeah.
Empty it out.
Right.
real
But
hard.
you know right away why she
I'm
ain't.
screwed
Right.
at that point in time.
Like, damn, I forgot the vacuum.
So I leave out, go to the gym, or whatever. I leave out, go to the gym. I come back and then she like, you just annoy me because I asked you to do something, you just didn't do it. I go off.
Right.
I go off. I know I'm wrong.
Right.
But I want her to understand where I'm coming from. I'm on the 1st floor. I have no reason to go up to the 3rd floor. When I go up there, I'm going to do it.
Do it.
Right?
That's the same. I go
But
through, bro.
but she say, well, I asked you to do something.
Mm.
It's as simple as that. Like I asked you to do something.
Because when you ask
So-
us, we jump.
So when I really like sat down, so after that I'm like, I said what I had to say. Then I kind of like went over to my corner, and I was like looking on my laptop, and I started thinking like, man, she right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I ask her to make me some tea,
Yeah.
she gonna make me some tea.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Like this.
That's bro.
you know what I'm saying? So like, just thinking about it, I had to be like, you know what, you're right. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the maturity level that you're at in your point in your relationship where you.
But
can,
I only probably been this way for like 2 years. To be able to come back, you know what I'm saying? Like to be able to come back and say like, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
for
you're
a long
right.
time, I used to be like,
Because in
Yeah.
any situation, I feel like you learn how to survive.
Yeah.
And it sounds crazy that I
Yeah.
say that survive word,
Yeah.
but you learn how to do it because that's where you want to be.
Mm.
Survival of the fittest. So in you're in a relationship, the fit situation, you have to learn how to adapt to the moves that happen. So when she asks you to get the vacuum cleaner, it's a vacuum cleaner. It's super simple. Even if you had to step away from what you was on for 2 seconds, she feel like she step away every single second of every single day. You know, so I get it. But I also get what you were saying.
all
I
right.
get it.
You
I get
gotta
what you were
understand,
saying.
I live in a townhouse.
No.
It's like 50 steps. You feel
the
me?
conversation that
I'ma
you have
do
with
it.
her.
I'ma do
Yeah,
it.
with
It's
us.
just
like
I'm just not
I'ma
gonna
do it.
right
I'ma do
this
it
second.
when I felt like it was the right
because
point. I get
because
it.
listen, one,
You too late.
there's a couple of variables in there, right? If she would have like, all right, so she goes to the gym usually around 3. All right, so I'm laying down. She might have texted me 1:30. Right, I'm laying there. I'm ready to get a good nap, man. Right, but I'm thinking, all right, she not here right now. She gonna go straight to the gym. She ain't coming home till 5. I got plenty
You got
of
plenty
room
of
to
time
do
to
it.
do it, right?
And she come through the door at 3:05, and it ain't done. It's like,
So maybe you think, when she texts you, she's like, all right, I'm about to lay down for a nap, and after that, I'm gonna get up and do it.
see, but I think she was.
Because that would have saved the day.
I think- yeah,
promise you
yeah.
that would have saved the day.
Yeah, but I think she was expecting me to just do it right then and there when I said it.
Yeah,
And
because you said okay without, like, you just said okay.
Yeah.
And it's about communication.
My thing is this, and this is what I
I'm about
fight
to lay
with.
down.
I fight with this
It would've
every day,
helped
right?
you.
I go through the same exact thing that you go through, right?
But you realize how simple that is.
It's so simple. Like if
yeah.
you, so I am trying to learn that, if she asks me to do something, do it. But then in the back of my mind, I'm like, all right, just because you're in the cleaning mood, you're ready to go
that's
clean.
where I'm
That don't
at.
mean I want to go
Yeah,
clean it. I
man.
might just want to sit here and play the game.
Yeah, man.
You feel me?
Yeah.
like it's I think that's like but that's what people have to go through when they're in a relationship. You have to get to that point where
we're discussing nuances,
but
like
you know,
little things.
You know what's crazy though? But the fact that we both came to the realization that all right, we was wrong.
We was wrong.
And we communicated it. It didn't blow up into something further.
Something bigger.
Because that could get ugly.
And then
that's something small as a vacuum.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
vacuum.
saying?
You know when it gets ugly though? When there's previous
battles.
issues. So the little things get ugly when you already had built up stuff.
Yeah,
like just that vacuum, if you was messing up, I don't want to curse. I know with the podcast. When you were effing up, if you were effing up for like 2 months prior to that, and it's been one thing after another thing, like a piled up stack of bricks, and you forgot that damn vacuum cleaner, World War III.
Right.
World War III,
but
get the damn vacuum cleaner.
We don't usually beef about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Usually, like,
why do you think that is? Why don't y'all beef?
It's a little thing.
We need the knowledge now.
Why don't we beef?
Communication.
No, it's not that.
I just think we both easy going. Like I don't get mad about nothing.
I'm the same.
Like what could you possibly do to me to make me upset? Like I don't.
Okay.
Like I don't. It don't bother me. Like nothing you do.
So
is
you
gonna
focus
bother
your
me.
energy into things and then you don't get mad.
I don't get upset about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, like we like it'd be little stuff. Like I'll see something and I might not like it, and I'll just be like, freeze a little bit, give her a look, and just walk away.
Walk away.
And she knows.
But she know at that point in time.
She
you know
knows you. That's what it is.
And then she be like,
y'all know each other
you get so frustrated all the time. It's like, all right, I just ain't feel like dealing with it at that point in time. Right? But that's my way of controlling myself because some dudes might just spaz all right then and there.
Right.
But I'm way beyond that. You know, I'm not putting no negative energy into nothing like that.
Yeah. I mean, that shit crazy. I go through the same thing.
Yeah.
I go through the same thing. I mean, I definitely, I appreciate y'all perspective. You know, I think the reason I want both of y'all on this show because I feel like both of y'all have kind of similar paths, but like, you know, as far as like making the sacrifices and, you know, still chasing your goals and everything like that. So to be able to have a successful relationship, have a successful family, and still be true to yourself, it's like you know, a lot of people can't do that. You know, and a lot of people won't do that. A lot of people will rather wait till they get to a certain point in their life before they're ready to commit to someone. So to see, you know, the successes and, you know, how your partner's made you guys better and the end goal, once you get to that end goal, you can look back at your partner and be like, we did it together. So any like final statements, I'll let, you know, ladies go first. Mesha, as far as like, you know, people staying true to who they are, and then also people that are able to be in a relationship but then also chase their dreams.
Just keeping God the center. Keeping your family around you. Arms and hugs in abundance. And just remembering your end goal. Like as long as you have these steps and all this stuff around you, you can't kind of mess up. And just be mindful of yourself. You got to know what you want to do and who you choose to do it with. And therefore you can't make that bad mistake of having the wrong person or sharing too much with another person. Just be true to yourself. And when you are, you'll find the right person.
Just like that, man. Tyrae, what? Any final thoughts, man?
I just think when you find the right person, it'll feel right. You know what I'm saying? You'll know.
It clicks.
You'll know.
Yeah.
You'll know. And when you get in a relationship and you commit to it, just be open enough to do things that you don't want to do. Like I do things that I don't want to do every single day, and it's for the good of the relationship. It's for the good of the family. So just be comfortable with being uncomfortable, and knowing that it's a greater purpose for it. And you know, communication, man. I think that's super important for any relationship. Communication and trust.
Yeah.
And trust.
Amen to that, man. Well, there you have it. Two successful people. They both have successful relationships. They both, you know, doing the damn thing, getting to their dreams. You know, so it's definitely hope this episode will give hope to people that, you know, you can follow your dreams and then also have that support system, you know, behind you to help get to that pinnacle that you're trying to get to. So we'll be at the pub, we'll be doing talking to the next drink, pub talk.